Hello and welcome to FM Scout. I'm Beard FM and this is another episode in our lower league team guide. Now before I start to show you all about Stockport County, I just want to say if you're looking for a new series, you can always head on over to my channel, Beard FM channel. I'll put a link down below in the description. I've got a series at the minute with Huddersfield Town. Check it out. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, I hope you subscribe. Right, let's get into it. Stockport County. Well, they're a great team. Great club, a club close to my heart. I don't live too far from Stockport. I'm not a Stockport fan, but anyone who knows me in the community knows I did a Stockport County series for Football Manager 2016. And I got to know the club, I got to know a director. He let me come in, I got to see a game. I filmed a couple of episodes live inside the stadium, which was fantastic. What an experience. So yeah, I want to show you all about Stockport County, and hopefully by the end of this episode you might want to give them a try and take them back to where they belong. We'll start on the profile page, and as you can see they were founded a long time ago in 1883, so they're an old club. They spent over 100 years in the Football League, and last few years, I'd say the last 6 or 7 years, they've been on a slow decline. Bad management, bad ownership has just seen the club just dive into the non-leagues, and it's a real shame. Luckily though, in real life they've got Jim Gannon back as manager, club legend. He's steadied the ship, and the board of directors are all great guys. A lot of them work for free, so the club's going in the right direction. But you could do it yourself. You could take over and take Stockport back to where they belong and beyond. Here we are on the general page. And as you can see, the fiercest rivals is Manchester City. Now you're probably thinking, what? But for quite a while, they're in the same division, and they had some battles, and Stockport won quite a few of those battles, to be honest with you. They've also got rivalries with Burnley, Macclesfield Town, Crewe, Oldham, Bury, Rochdale and Port Vale. They've been around a long time. And I'll be honest with you, they probably get bigger gate receipts at Stockport County than they do at some teams in League 2. Here we are on the facilities page, and as you can see, they don't own the stadium. It's going to cost you about 80 grand a year to rent it, but as you know in the game, if you do well, you can always buy that stadium back. It is a 10,500 seater stadium. You'll probably get crowds of about 3,000, 2, 3, 4,000. I mean, the stadium's in poor condition, but it is a lovely stadium. Corporate facilities are average. Training facilities are good. Youth facilities are poor. Adequate junior coaching and youth recruitment is fairly basic. In my experience playing Stockport, especially on the game, last year's game, I had a couple of good youth intakes, to be fair, and we had a couple of players that I was able to sell on for decent money, and it really helped to push the club on. So that could happen again. Quick look at the affiliates page. As you see, there's no affiliate, so that leaves it open for you to at least get a senior affiliate, something that can really help you. Get a club maybe in the Championship who's willing to give you a few players and really help you push and get out of this league. Here we are with the staff. And what you can't do at the beginning is expand your coaching team, which is a real shame because you could probably do with a fitness coach. You could get some medical staff in, which is massively important. You're going to need a physio. And you could probably get in a few more scouts, to be honest. So let's have a look at some of the staff that would be willing to join Stockport. Right, here we are on the physio page. And as you can see, there's some decent physios there who are unemployed who would be willing to come. Anything like 16, 15, 14 as an attribute is decent, especially for non-league. So you could definitely get a decent physio in. Here we are on the scouting page, and as you can see, the guy at the top, I'd recommend him, Patrick Anderson. Judging potential 15, ability 12. Them kind of stats are decent for a scout at this level. Brilliant, really. Plus, he's got fantastic knowledge. Patrick Anderson, I think all of Scandinavia, he knows a lot. So you never know, he might find you a little gem somewhere. Here we are with the Vanarama National League North. It's a tough little league to get out of. There's some cracking clubs in this division. You've got FC United of Manchester, Stalybridge, Curzon, Salford. So, you know, it's not going to be the easiest league to get out of. Plus, Stockport are only predicted to finish 13th, 30-1 to win the league, which is mad, really, because it's probably the biggest club in that league. But it's a challenge, isn't it? It gives you a challenge. Can you defy the odds and get them promoted in your first season? So let's have a look at the playing squad. Let's have a look at a tactic, and then we'll have a look at some players that might be willing to sign for you. As you can see, it's not the biggest squad. It's definitely a squad built for 4-4-2, but it's lacking a few positions, I'll be honest with you. You probably need a couple of players. Let's just have a look at some of the good players first, and then we'll have a look at what tactic I think you should be playing. Here's your goalkeeper, Ben Hinchcliffe. I think he's a decent keeper. He's got some really good stats, especially for this level. Handling 11, reflexes 11, agility 11, and he's brave as well, bravery of 13. So I don't think you're going to get much better than Ben Hinchcliffe in this division. Okay, the best player in the team is Lewis Montrose, central midfielder, ball-winning midfielder. He's got some decent ability, especially for this level. It's probably the best you're going to get at this level. But yeah, he's a good player. I used him in my Stockport save, and he did really well for me. The best striker in the team is Odujayi, big strong lad, really strong. Not the best at finishing, but great target man. If you can find a little poacher to sit with him up front, he'd be a cracking target man for the guy, holding the ball up. Strength at 18 at this level is absolutely amazing. And he works really hard for the team. His team starts 16, can jump, and he's fit as well, so decent striker. Next is Danny Lloyd. He can play up front, but he's more of a left winger. I've seen him play in real life, and he's a tricky, fast little player. He's a good player. As you can see, his pace is 15, his crossing's 11, his dribbling's 11. That's really good for this level. He's got passing of 10 as well, bit of flair. So great player really. Can cover on the right wing as well. Handy to have in your team. Let's have a look at Courtney Meppen Walter, centre half. Can cover in a lot of positions to be fair, or mainly on the left hand side. He's a decent defender. Tackling 11, marking 10, positioning 9. Strong lad as well. Pretty big at 6 foot. So I mean, you've got a good core of players here that you could build a team around. That you could really develop a decent side to get out of this division. So looking at the squad, I think you've got a decent keeper, got a good right back, good enough left backs, a bit of room to grow. You probably do with, you've got a decent centre half in Downing, but he looks like a young lad who needs to grow a bit. I'd say you need a centre half to partner Walter, maybe another central midfielder, and some cover on the wings, because I mean, you've got Glenn Rule, he's not the greatest player, and you've obviously got Lloyd and Thomas, who are decent wingers. So I'd probably say get a winger in who maybe could cover both wings, a central midfielder and a centre half, and that'd be good enough, I think. Right, at this level, I honestly believe 4-4-2 is the way to go. You've got to think of it this way, right? In the top leagues, you can be playing all your fancy formations, keeping the ball, short passing, all that. When you've got great players with great skills and great technicals, at this level, you're not going to get many players with top-end skills. You're just not. So you're best keeping it as simple as you can. A nice 4-4-2, crossing the ball in, 2 guys up front, a big target man and a poacher. And I believe you'll score goals. It's always successful for me, and I think it'd be successful for you. Let's have a look at the team instructions. Now, I'd keep it pretty simple. I honestly would, because the simple players, and I mean, they're just not the top end kind of players, are they? So I've got it basically playing long ball, almost long ball with more direct passing. I've got them being disciplined, so they're not doing anything stupid. I've got them sticking to the positions, so they're not roaming all over the place. Just do your job. At this level, if you're a right back, just be a right back. That's the way I see it. Got them clearing the ball to the wings, getting down the flanks, whipping them balls into the target man or the other striker, and honestly you'll score goals. Now I've got it set on standard because most people like to play on standard and then maybe switch to attacking if they want to chase a game. Personally, anyone who knows me knows I like to play attacking football always, so that'd always be an option, but that's up to you. But yeah, I think the less instructions the better really at lower league, because you just don't want to confuse them. Right, before we have a look at some players, let's have a look at the money. And as you can see, they're in a lot of it. You've got 110 grand in the bank, no transfer budget, and you've got a wage budget of 5 grand. 5.5 grand, that's not bad. So you're obviously going to be looking at freebies and loans. You're not going to be able to really sign anybody. So let's have a look at some players. Here we are on the loan list, and as you can see, there's not many options there. We've got a young lad from Wolves who might be worth a look. Apart from that, all these teams are about the same level as you are, so are they really going to improve your team? You'd really have to start delving into it. And all I'd say is, whatever position you want to strengthen, just look for that key attribute, the one key attribute mainly to begin with. So if they're a midfielder, look for passing. If they're a winger, I'd look for crossing, defender, tackling, striker, finishing. Now I know you want all of the skills, like you want a striker to have off the ball and composure, but you got to be realistic at this level. So I always start with the main stat for their position, and then maybe go off the next stat. I'd say, like, say if they're a defender, I'd go for tackling, then maybe positioning. If they're a striker, I'd definitely go for finishing, then maybe composure. But you really are going to struggle at this level. Let's have a quick look at who's available on a free. Now this is the free contract list. I've got it arranged in passing because I do think that Stockport need a central midfielder. And you've got Ben Drennan there. He's got quite a few decent stats for his attacking ability. Can pass a ball. So yeah, I mean, there's some alright players there. Like I said, you're never going to get any world beaters. This is a list arranged by crossing. So I do believe Stockport need cover on the wings. And there's some alright players there. I mean, whoever Danny Holmes is, I think he's more of a central midfielder. You've got Adam Pepper, he can cover on the left-hand side. But, you could pick up a few players here. Right, this is the list arranged by tackling, because I believe they need a centre-half as well. There's not that many there. There's some alright players. I mean, Ryan Austin looks okay. Ricky Ravenhill's alright, but I think he's 35, but you might get a 1 year out of him. So, you are really going to have to wheel and deal to bring a couple of players in. You might even have to look at the youth system. But one thing I'll always advise is do your player trading. Look at each player, right? Especially at this level, look at each player. Make a list and go through each player and see if you can improve one of their attributes, especially one of their key attributes. So just to try and make them that little bit better, especially your younger players. Also, each player, you can add 4 things to their game. Now, I'd keep adding until you can't add any more, because it can't hurt to have these extra skills, especially for players at this level when they haven't got all the ability. If they've got key parts to their game that they can use, like getting down that touchline or getting stuck into tackles or blasting the ball in the back of the net, it can really help your players and it can really help your team be successful. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to give Stockport County a try on FM17. I've tried to show you the club as best I can, a few of the players, the tactic I think you should play, and honestly, they're a great club, and it would be a lot of fun trying to take this club back to the Football League and beyond. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you've enjoyed the episode, hit that like button, and don't forget to check the description. You'll find a link to my channel, my Twitter. You'll also find a link to the FM Scout website. Fantastic website. Lots and lots of great things to download to enhance your Football Manager experience. That's been me. I'm Bood FM. Take care. Have a nice day, and I'll see you later.